What if the most powerful being on Earth lost the last thing keeping him human? What if Superman stopped being a symbol of hope and became the god we always feared? As chaos reigns and despair spreads, once innocent hearts now tremble at the thought of the mighty hero they once adored. What does it mean to lose faith in the one who was meant to inspire hope? Feeling abandoned and betrayed by those he once protected, the striking image of Superman reveals a hero trapped by his own might. As his former allies prepare to take a stand, will they be able to save him from himself? This story doesn't start with destruction. It starts with a scream. Lois Lane is killed in a horrific trap set by a merged version of Joker and Brainiac. Superman's son dies in the blast. Metropolis is nuked with kryptonite. Batman fails to stop it. And that was the day Clark Kent died. Only the god remained. Thus, the final act of tragedy unfolded, sealing the fate of not just a city, but of its greatest hero. In the wake of devastation, a new purpose ignited within him, as the god vowed to rise from the ashes. With every heartbeat, vengeance mingled with hope, and the battle for redemption began anew. Superman disappears into the Fortress of Solitude. 3 months later, he returns, not as a man, but as a force. His emblem changes. The S no longer means hope. It means supremacy. He wiped out every villain on Earth in 24 hours. He visited every world leader and gave them one choice: order or fire. The world leaders tremble at the weight of his decision, knowing that their fate rests on a razor's edge. With each passing moment, the tension escalates as Superman's presence looms large over the planet, reshaping what it means to govern in a new age of supremacy. The rise of a tyrant. Superman proclaims himself global regent. Creates the Eye of Ra, a satellite system monitoring every human. Crime rate drops to 0 because free will dies. He was judge. He was executioner. He was peace. By force. He bans all magic, imprisons Zatanna Constantine and Dr. Fate. Shazam is loss of his powers. Flash becomes his reluctant messenger. Cyborg and Batman start a resistance. They're crushed in weeks. The justice falls. Wonder Woman submits, calling it a necessary peace. Aquaman returns to the sea after Atlantis is obliterated. Green Lantern refuses, and is executed in front of 1 million people. The Justice League was no more. There was only the Justice God. Batman activates his final plan, a red kryptonite bomb. It fails. Superman survives, stronger, angrier, unstoppable. In a world where there is no war, no crime, and no freedom, children are raised under the rigid doctrine of Ra. Emotions are monitored and relationships require approval, creating a sterile existence, devoid of true connection. The moon has been shattered, its very essence harvested to fuel solar energy, solely for Superman, the ultimate tyrant. The world was perfect, but it wasn't human anymore. Superman reigns from his towering perch, a solitary figure embodying both power and isolation, while the citizens below are mere shadows of their former selves. Yet, even gods can't silence grief forever. Superman begins hearing Lois's voice in his head, creating hundreds of clones of himself and killing half of them for doubt. He builds Superman Prime, a version more powerful and obedient, but that version starts to question him. When the only one who can defeat you is you, what happens when you finally break? Superman Prime gazes down at his earlier self-triumph and doubt battling within him. In this fractured state, Superman's identity shatters like glass, reflecting his struggle and the chaos that surrounds him. As he confronts this existential crisis, he must grapple with the haunting question, am I my greatest hero or my worst enemy? Superman believes that he can rewrite history by time traveling, but each attempt only plunges him deeper into despair, revealing bleak futures where he loses everything he holds dear. In one harrowing timeline, he becomes the very monster he swore to fight, and amid the ashes of his failed efforts, he faces the truth that even the mightiest hero cannot escape the blood on his hands. In his relentless pursuit to save Lois Lane, Superman spirals through a chaotic labyrinth of timelines, each more tragic than the last. As he witnesses the destruction of Earth by his own hands, the hero realizes that his greatest challenge lies not in battling villains, but in confronting the darkness that threatens to consume him. A god in ruins. Superman didn't become a tyrant because he wanted to rule. He became one because he didn't know how to heal. And when a god mourns, the universe burns. This is not the Superman you know. This is the Superman who could have been. Did this story hit you like, Subscribe, share, and tell us in the comments, what if Batman finally rose to defeat the god?